Yo, 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 yo. How the mic sound? How the mic sound? Hopefully it sound good. It's your boy Jason Gooner back in the studio, and we are here for another EPL preview show slash a review show because we're gonna have the reveal of match week 27. Man's been busy, 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 busy. And you know, family always comes first here at Jason Gooner TV. If you don't know, then you better come to find that out very fast. All right, people. But we have some time tonight, so let's listen. Let's just do a preview show for match week 28. We're gonna go through the games like we always do, see how the team's doing form-wise, and try to predict the games to the best of our ability. Lately, best of our ability predicting these games, at least me personally, that's not been very good. So we'll call this one Redemption Song. That's what this week is going to be for me personally. We need to redeem ourselves, people, because trust me, it's been looking ugly of late with these predictions. But people, listen, this is a YouTube platform. We are on YouTube, or this is the YouTube platform. We are on YouTube. And of course, you know, the best way to support any kind of content on YouTube is to locate the like button wherever it is on your device that you're watching and click it. Just whatever you use to click. If it's a touch screen, click the thumbs up. If you're on a device, move your mouse cursor and put it to the thumbs up and click. That's the best way to support the channel. If you want it to be seen by more people than just yourselves, go ahead and locate the share button. Hit that button and share it amongst your peer groups, amongst your friends. Let them know that we're here and we are live. And if they want to talk about some ball, that is what we're doing. That is what we're doing. Yeah, man, me a smile, me a smile, me a smile. Hey, you have to smile, you know. That's all I can do. Big up, you know, coach. Yeah, man, hope you're good, my G. Yeah, man, hope you're good. Yes, my mood on these programs is very much to do with what Arsenal is up to as of late. So I will look more glum when things are not going our way. So I have a feeling like you will get more opportunities to see me not looking this happy on these shows before the season is over. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. So stay tuned, Winston. They won't all be like this. Bear with me, people. Let's write down the game them so that when we get to the portion of the show where we're doing the predictions, we can have the games ready to go. All right, so we have Brighton, Forest get through today. Fulham and Spurs. United, Palace, Gunners versus Chelsea. All right. Some good games, people. All right, so look. As I said, people, make sure you guys smash up the like button. J Money and the building. Bless up yourself, my G. Winston said 100. He knows not everyone will be like this, you know. But yeah, let's just really take a look at the games that we would have missed. Match week 27. So match week 27, of course, it would have included well, didn't include. It would have been included in the last match week on fantasy. But we didn't get to talk about it in the review show. We didn't include it in the last preview show. So no, I haven't spoken to you since then. So yeah, that 2-all game. Yeah, J Money. I don't believe that the JFF or FIFA is obligated to release the squads that would have been submitted. And I have also gotten some correspondence that there is no need to submit anything this early. So put it this way, J Money, whether something was submitted today or not, I don't believe the public will be seeing that. Yeah, I don't believe the public will be seeing that at all. Big up J Money. Yeah, man, and to all those who were with us earlier today for the live, really appreciate it. A lot of good engagement on the show, good amount of views as well. Got the likes up over to 100. So thanks so much for that. Keep running up the likes on that video. And if you haven't seen it, just go to the channel. It's the video that I posted earlier, Reasoning Time, episode 37, shedding some light on the U20 so far, what they're looking like, the players, my thoughts and analysis on some of the games and the teams and how the team is playing so far. And also we talked about the senior reggae girls as well. So yeah, man, just watch that show. Watch that show and run up the views and the likes on that, all right? Well, let's look at, as I said, the games that would have come on, the games over the last weekend, just to refresh what happened. And we're going to also reveal the Donkey of the Week and the Champion of the Week. So stay tuned for that as well. But first, let's just take a look. Villa and Leeds drew 1-1. Of course, that was not the best result for Aston Villa and their aspirations, as they see their title hopes slipping away with each result. But it was really a late Premier League first goal since returning to the Premier League with Aston Villa for Tammy Abraham to rescue a point at home against Leeds. Stack scored arguably one of the best goals of the season. Definitely up there for free kick of the season. Yeah, just catching Emmy cheating just a little bit or just enough. But for him to still execute that shot, you have to give him tons of credit for being able to pull that one off. So that one ended 1-1 there. I don't think many people picked that game to be a draw. The only person I think was, well, two people actually, Fitzroy Grizzle and JB. They said 1-1 there, but that was the start of a bad week for me. But Aston Villa, man, just can't really get it done. Can't get it done, Dominate possession, but the XG very close, the shots very close, both 4 shots on target. So, Aston Villa just not able to put it all together, I think, for 90 minutes in games right now. Brentford and Brighton, this one was a 2-0, and this was kind of a surprising one. Brighton had gone a long set of games without winning. 6-match winless run, there it goes. And yeah, this one ended 2-0 goals in the first half from Brighton, from Gomez and Welbeck. Some horrible defending by Collins. He had come off the bench. Who did he replace? Somebody got injured on the back line there. Was it Hickey? Yeah, I think it was Hickey that had to come off. I'm pretty sure. This is something. Because it was just when he came on the pitch. I know that. Yes, Hickey had to come off injured. And the first action by my boy, Collins, Nathan Collins, who has lost his place in the starting lineup, due to making errors like the one he made for the goal to be scored by Danny Welbeck to make it 2-0. And Brentford, they were somewhat in the game, but it almost was a bit of a case of too little, too late. By the time they really looked like having a serious threat, it was very late on in the game. And Verbruggen came up with enough good saves in the end to basically get Brighton over the line, and not only just over the line, able to keep something that they're very rarely been able to do in the league, and that is a clean sheet. So Brighton kind of out of nowhere. I think maybe one person out of all the players that played this week went for a Brighton win. And yeah, they were, they were seen, they had the vision, people. Nobody else did. So yeah, I have to give that person credit. And that person was let's see, who was that? That was Red Skull. Not to no surprise that Red Skull would have picked one of the ones that people wouldn't have seen coming. All right, so Brighton and Brentford, that one was 2-0. Moving on, Chelsea and Burnley. Wow. It's another game for Chelsea where they drop points from a winning position. They did the same 2-2 the last time. This time no 1-1. Fleming getting a late stoppage time header. And if there's one weakness with Liam Rossinia's team since he's taken charge, it must be set pieces. And yeah, that theme might return later in the show. But yeah, Chelsea, look, it's domination. They've done this a lot of times under Rossini. Really dominate the play. XG dominance, possession dominance. Maybe not creating the clear-cut chances for the dominance and the possession. So maybe that's why they're keeping teams in games. But at the end of the day, just too many mental mistakes in defense, I think, causing goals to be conceded. I was looking at the goals. Hold on. Good finish, boy. Yeah, so Chelsea dropping more points. They're not the best, and they're in a real dogfight now for that top 5 with Manchester United and Liverpool. And who knows, Aston Villa might be pulled into that mix as well. There's a lot of football left to be played. West Ham and Bournemouth, this game was a 0-0 draw. West Ham had the better of play for sure. Look at that XG, well over 3. But Bournemouth did enough, and I think Petrovic was immense on the day. Did really hold up well in the Bournemouth goal. Bournemouth, another team that hasn't really been able to keep that many clean sheets this season. So them and Brighton and West Ham as well, to be fair, haven't kept many either. But Petrovic definitely was the star of the show on the day for the visiting side. Bournemouth didn't really cause as much of a threat as they had been in games past, since Ryan, Adley, and Krupi have kind of been joining together in that attacking third. But this particular game, West Ham definitely had the better play, and Nuno will look back at this game if he's not able to have them survive. And those 2 points that they weren't able to get will definitely weigh heavy on the mind, because they created more than enough chances to win this game. But that one ended in a 0-0 draw. West Ham, look at that, 20 shots, but only 3 on target. So just wayward with their shooting. Then Man City and Newcastle. It was the Nico O'Reilly show in the first half. Lewis Hall did get a goal in between the brace by O'Reilly, but that was enough right there. And Newcastle, in the end, tried in the second half, but just didn't really create those clear-cut opportunities that would have said, okay, that's a really good chance to equalize this football match. Manchester City looking a lot more assured in defense. And the one interesting thing in this game was Newcastle did show that if you put the right amount of pressure on Manchester City, they won't just dominate the game and just be able to kill off the game so much. They did keep Newcastle at bay, but I think that was more to do with Newcastle, just them not being able to create anything. Much not as much as you'd say City just kind of killed off the game with possession. I don't think they were able to do that in this game, which is something that I'm going to keep looking at moving forward. But I do think the way our City is built right now with the players that they play, them not having the ball all the time might not kill them as much because, with the likes of O'Reilly, Marmoush, Hall, and Semenyo, Doku is back, Savinho, these players can hurt you in those moments when you have had the ball and you lose it. So, um, I think that's the evolution of this Pep team. Really, is like I feel like they could play a counter-attacking style if they wanted to, especially now that they have Gahey and Diaz back there, just making the defense look a lot more solid. I guess the one concern in this game was at halftime, Diaz did have to come off. Kusanov came on. Now, he was on a yellow card, so I don't know if Pep was just playing the precautionary game or, you know, he actually has another issue or a flare up. We'll need to check on that in the team news segment. Yeah, it wasn't listed as an injury substitution. They just made that sub. So that's that, right? All right, that is the Man City game. Crystal Palace beat Wolves 1-0. That was a late goal in that one. 90th minute to be exact by Evan Gasson, his first in the Premier League. Then we had Liverpool with another late goal after one had just been ruled out like 5 minutes prior, maybe. McAllister scoring in the 97th minute. And that would prove to be a big, big 3 points that they really needed once they saw the result at Everton. Fulham beat Sunderland 3-1. Sunderland really struggling as of late. Maybe going back to the pack a bit, which is maybe fair for the level of their team. Maybe they were punching a bit above their weight in the beginning, but I think this might be a more realistic looking spot in the table for Sunderland at this current moment. And Fulham just that team that you never know. On any given day, they'll give you a great performance. Um, and I can't lie, this game wasn't like a domination by Fulham or anything. The scoreline would suggest that. But Sunderland played some decent football in this game as well. And you see the XG is very, very close. Shots, pretty close on target, definitely lean towards the winners. But, I don't think Sunderland played badly. I just think in that midfield, there's a glaring hole. And, it's Granit Xhaka sized right now. So if he can come back, he did get 19 minutes in this one. He needs to get back fit and get back into the team for sure. Now they do have other injuries as well. As you can see, the players out wide, Angolo, they haven't been the ones featuring so far this year. Um, so yeah, they need to get a bit more healthy as well. And they need Granit Xhaka back. But Fulham, 3-1, good victory for them. And then North London Derby, last game on Sunday. You see the braces by Eze and Gyökeres. Colomoan is scoring right after Eze opened the scoring. Declan Rice making an uncharacteristic mistake, it must be said. But yeah, it was a mistake nonetheless. But his team picked him up. But it took until after the halftime break to do so. So going into that halftime, most Arsenal fans probably really worried, but Gyökeres doing his thing. I would say, I've heard this said a lot, and a lot of times when you hear things said, a lot of times it might just be, popular to say, but I think it's the honest truth that this performance by Gyökeres overall was probably his best. He was involved in even, the second Eze goal, and of course he scored two himself. So, yeah, good performance by Gyökeres for sure, and I would venture to say his best as an Arsenal player. That one goal really pissed me off, because Tottenham was not in this game at all. And they were able to get that goal, by us just making a stupid mistake. But you see the XG for them under 1, that's good. The shot, big discrepancy there. But they had 5 on target. So they were getting into areas where they could take good shots on target. But they didn't create any big chances. We had 3 of them, which is good. So touches in the box, you see the difference there. So yeah. Good day. There's no more Shy Tart Lane, so you just call this. You just call this, I don't know what you call this. And then Man United proving that the tables can turn, because this win right here actually gave them a 3-point lead over Liverpool and Chelsea for that 4th position right there. So quite a crazy time. Man, you moving on up, Man of the match performance by their goalkeeper. But the counter-attacking goal, brilliant from United. Sesko showing his speed, keeping up with the play, and a perfect setup from Mbeumo to make it 1-0. And that was all that was needed on the day for Man United to get the 3 points. See the XGs there, slight edge, shots pretty even. Man U did have the one big chance. But yeah, that was Man U going to Everton and avenging their 1-0 defeat when they played them at their stadium earlier in the season. So before we move on to anything else, let me get the results from last week up before we move into the preview for this week. So let's see. All right, so we need to... All right, so the winner for week 27 is... The winner for week 27 is... Duklan, 6-4 with 1 score. So big up to you, Duklan. The 1-0 Crystal Palace over Wolves game, completely correct. And you were able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 victories, which in a week where there was quite a few games that it could have gone either way with the selections, and quite a few games where they just didn't really play out the way the form book was showing. 6-4 proved to be enough for the weekly title. And there were 4 players tied at 5-5 with 1 correct score. JB was one of them, went 1-1 Aston Villa Leeds. Hot Chili as well, went 2-1 Man City Newcastle for his team's game, and that got him the one that gave him a 4-way tie. Coach Richard Edwards got 5-5 as well. His correct score was the 1-0 win to Liverpool. And also Fitzroy Grizzle got 5-5, and he also had the Aston Villa Leeds at 1-1. Now, people, we have to celebrate those who do their best. We also have to show the lowlights of those who do their worst. And I'm sad to say, people, this is becoming a habit. But your very own Jason Gooner is also this week's Donkey of the Week. It's pretty sad. But Float Management is my brethren. And Float Management said here, you cannot be the Donkey of the Week alone. I will also share that terrible title with you this week. So that is the champion and the Donkey of the Week for week 27. We had a quick review synopsis there. Didn't really go as in detail as we normally do, but don't hold it against me, people. We have to move with how the life is showing us, yeah, so we are back, and all of those who didn't hear the name called, that means you weren't the worst and you weren't the best. But you know what is the good news, people? Right now is the time for the preview show for week 28. So we can move on from those and just get that in the rear view. We don't even want to remember that. I joke. Big up to Duckland. Even a broken clock is right twice a day, and that is how I feel about Duckland winning the title this week. That was what it is analogous to in my brain. All right, and yeah, the same goes for Donkey of the Week happening to me. Yeah, something was broken, so yeah, that's why that happened. But people, if you are interested, just stick around, because right now will be the time for you to put your picks in, because we're going to go through all 10 of the fixtures in match week 28, and we do have a random Friday night game, and that is why Jason Gooner TV is here tonight to give you guys a preview show on a Thursday night. It's not normal, people, but it is what was required for this match week. All right. So let's see. We won't qualify to the World Cup. Let's temper our expectation. If we can't qualify out of that group, we definitely don't deserve to go to the World Cup. Bailey only play good when he comes off the bench, says CP Records. Morning, everyone. The assembled says, big up yourself. The assembled in the building. Up, Jason and everyone. More Arsenal win league. What I want, drama fans crying and cussing first. Yeah, I think, Conrad, if we do win the league, it's gonna be like one of them, heart pumping all the time type of thing. It's gonna be close. We were horrible. Kirkes must be the worst LB in the league. What's strange is that his PR team thinks he's the best, but I think otherwise. Each game Robbo plays, we look better as a team. Winston is not a lie still, Robbo, I mean, I don't know, man. I think you guys kind of gave up on him a little too fast. Not saying he could do it week in, week out all the time, but he should be playing more than he has been. Arsenal still not winning this league, says Winston. Glory, glory, Man United. No, John, I'm sing that too fast. Bless up, Apache. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Other people make guesses. I make prophecies. Yeah, man. Big up, Edwards. I don't say there for put in your pick. So let me drop your name in the big board. All right. Something. Patch it there as well. Where Red Skull and Hot Chili there? Where the G them there? Where JB there? Where DJ Gigs there? Yo, send out the message, man. Tell them so we're there. All right, so let's get to the matter at hand, right? So, look, I know that right now we're really not going to get much team news. The Wolves and Aston Villa game, you might get a few here and there, but so for work with what we know already. Really, the only teams that we need to maybe check on are the ones that would have had games this week, which would have been Crystal Palace and Forest, and they play their games on Sunday, of course. But we do have a game tomorrow, and that's why we're here. So you're getting some updates about what Verts. All right, let's get all right, let's get to it, people. Let's get to it. What am I doing in my life here? All right, boom, bang, bang, bang. Let's get this up and gunning. So we got this. All right. So match week 28, people. Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Aston Villa. Now, Wolves is pretty much into the championship. And that's probably what their fate looks like for next season. This is the tail of the tape, or the stats for the season so far. 20th last place Wolves, probably guaranteed to go down at this point. Not mathematically, but realistically speaking, if you have played 27 matches and you have one win, I don't see really enough the 8 to 10 that's probably required to stay up. So yeah, I think it's pretty much doomsday for them. 7 draws and 20 losses. So yeah, they've actually played 28. Oh, they're one of those teams that would have played twice because they played us that time. Right. So they're the only other team that's on 28 games right now with Arsenal. 18 goals is all they could muster in that 28. 38 for Villa in their 27. Um, the XG right there, 33.47. And they're just not scoring the goals because they have a much higher XG than the goals they've converted. XG per 90, not that far apart, 1.24 and 0.91. 8 clean sheets, though, for Aston Villa to only 3 for Wolves. One of those 3 did come in, 2 game weeks ago when they drew 0-0 with Nottingham Forest. Aston Villa, slightly better form, but they would have loved to have converted the games against Bournemouth and Leeds into wins instead of drawn games. That's probably what's hurting them now. It would look a lot better, 12 from the last 15. Instead, they have only gotten 8 from their last 15. 21 times this match playing in the Premier League, 8 wins for Villa, 7 wins for Wolves, and 6 drawn games. When they played in November earlier this season, Aston Villa got the better of them at Villa Park 1-0. Now, Wolves since then has sacked their manager. They're now under the tutelage of Edwards, and Villa has had a few things change as well. But I think Aston Villa right now, it's just, I don't know what's really the deal with them, man. They just don't quite have that killer instinct in the team right now. It's very, maybe it's a bit of fatigue, Aston Villa really have strength in depth, especially since they've had some injuries of late. So maybe it's just catching up to some of the players, but they just haven't looked the same, especially in the Premier League, because like a lot of these Premier League teams, the Champions League, the English teams have been doing really well. So, or not the champions in their case, but the Europa League in their case, which we know is Unai Emery's competition basically. But yeah, this one at the Molyneux. Look for a 3 o'clock kickoff from Friday football for a change in the Premier League. 8 o'clock over there in England. But yeah, I as much as I've said, I don't think that they are looking like they're at their best level right now. I have to go with Aston Villa for the win just because Wolves are just not doing well. Is this one of those games where it's kind of weird and it's just out of nowhere? I'm gonna stick to my guns and say Aston Villa wins this game 2-0. They actually keep a clean sheet too, I think. So 2-0 to Aston Villa, I would say. Now, man, J Money, there's been some rumblings, there's been some rumblings. I just because me know how things can go sometimes towards the end. I'm just holding it down and I will see what's picked and I'll tell people, what I had heard beforehand, I'll leave it alone right now. Aston Villa 2-1 says coach. All right, big up yourself, coach. Keep on putting in the work with the kids, them. Villa 2-0 says Apache. Apache agree with the G. Duckland 3-0. All right, so big up to each and every one of you that tuned in. Please do smash the like button. That is extremely important. And I know you guys can do it. And of course, I have a poll on the screen, who will win the EPL. I've cut it down to 2 teams. I think it's pretty much going to be one of those 2 teams at this point. But what do you guys think? I know a lot of you think Arsenal can't win it because we're going to find a way to not. And I just think it's our time. So let me know what you guys think. And if you read what's there after the question, yes, do the right thing and hit the like button. All right. So the Saturday early morning kickoff for those on the stateside or in the Caribbean is Bournemouth and Sunderland. And in this particular game, we have 8th taking on 12th. Both teams have 9 wins, but 2 more draws instead of losses for Bournemouth. So they have a 2-point advantage here. So this could be a swing game if Sunderland were able to go to the Vitality and get 3 points. then they would leapfrog them into, I would say, eighth position, right? So that could be quite crazy if Sunderland were able to do that. But the question is Sunderland in any type of form to be able to do anything like that right now? Bournemouth 43 goals in this season. Sunderland one more goal than games played with 28. Then we have the XG 41.98. Not bad for Bournemouth to create some decent amount of chances. 1.5 per game to be exact. And the XG for sorry. The XG for Sunderland is 24.69 for their 28 goals. 8 clean sheets for Sunderland, 7 for Bournemouth. So you look at the form coming into this game, Bournemouth unbeaten in the last 5 fixtures with 11 from possible 15. And that's why they have leapfrogged Sunderland, because you look at Sunderland's form, they have lost 3 on the bounce and 4 out of their last 5, with their solitary win coming at home against currently relegation threatened Burnley 3-0. So Bournemouth and Sunderland, I think, two teams that are going in opposite directions right now. And Sunderland should be somewhat closer to full strength. I think Xhaka might be able to play from the start. Maybe still have some precaution and restraint, and give him another 45 after the 20 that he played in the last game. He came on in. But I just think Bournemouth right now are a bit too strong for them. I could see Sunderland maybe staying in it enough to get a draw. But I'm gonna be a bit brave today and just say Bournemouth actually get it over the line this time. And I'm gonna say it's a 2-1. Let's say 2-1. 2-1 to Bournemouth, that is. Yeah, man, me agree with you. That's true. Because I never look upon it. Bournemouth 2-0, said coach. All right, coach said 2-0. Don't know why I just have this feeling like Sunderland are gonna find a 1 goal. Apache, I could see it being high scoring as well. Bournemouth tend to play those exciting games from time to time, the high scoring back and forth. So yeah, me not hate the 3-2 result either. The next game. Next game in the list is Burnley and Brentford. So this one, 19th taking on 7th. Brentford is, on 39 points now. So they'll need, quite a good run of form to get closer to that 5th potential. What would be kind of crazy if Brentford was able to get one of those Champions League places this year after another year of selling all the players, all the better ones who were scoring the goals at least. But they have 12 wins, only 4 for Burnley, 7 draws, only 4 draws for Brentford, but 16 losses to Burnley. And that's the big difference there. 40 goals to 29 in favor of Brentford. You see the XG for the season so far. So, crazily, Burnley really outperforming their XG. Underperforming is Brentford right now with the XG at 43.35 to only 40 goals. You see the XG per 90 there. So basically double the XG created per 90 by Brentford over Burnley. And the clean sheets, Brentford 6, Burnley with only 3. This is the form going into the game. Unbeaten the last 2, Burnley wins over Crystal Palace away and a draw at Stamford Bridge in the last match week. But they do have losses to Sunderland and West Ham in those last 5. And then Brentford, 2 wins instead of the 1 win and 1 draw with 2 losses match week against Brighton, which was to me a big upset, and also at home to Nottingham Forest. So for whatever reason, every now and again at home, Brentford just not doing the business, All right, so Burnley and Brentford. Let me see. Can they lift up turf more? Brentford defense move shaky more while than a man. All right, Burnley will get one. I said 2-1 Brentford. Make sure I'm gonna look again. Coach say 1-1. Sunderland 1-1. Say Duke. Brentford 2-1. Apache say. I'm not even gonna claim it. I don't know how they do it first. Apart from drawing with Arsenal. Oh, yeah, talk about it. The last team we talk about. Like I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna skip over the result there. Yeah, Brentford. Yeah, apart from draw with Arsenal, them lose the other 2 games. Mad. This game was a tough game for Arsenal, man. Jeez, and peace. Watch it. And them a pepper winning parts of the second half there, brother. Trust me. But 1-1. Bag of draws where they from where they, one bag of draws. All right, Newcastle. No, sorry, Liverpool, West Ham. And someone said it in the comment section. And based on what I saw of this game, I have to agree. It was really rubbish for long stretches. It was just wasn't that great. I really are going for this, man. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. You know, see the ref and VAR get suspended because them the Arsenal the penalty in a Brentford game. Yeah. Yeah, and them reprimand the refs for something in the Man U game this week too. What is happening here? What is happening here? All right, here we go. We're back, people. All right, Liverpool and West Ham. Tap up the like button, people. Tap up the like button. All right, so Liverpool, West Ham. This is how it looks right now in the table. West Ham trying to get out of that relegation, currently in that final spot in 18th. 6 wins, 7 draws, 14 losses. Liverpool 13 wins, 6 draws, 8 losses. 42 goals for Liverpool, 32 for West Ham. Liverpool averaging about a goal a game, or a little under 2 goals a game. West Ham averaging a little over 1. Goals conceded also favors Liverpool, and the XG favors Liverpool. XG per 90 as well. So, a 9 clean sheets. So, every metric right now, Liverpool having a better season, but the fans don't care about having better seasons. They want trophies over there. But they have 9 points from a possible 15. Not the worst, not the greatest. They lost at home to Man City 2-1. They lost away at Bournemouth 3-2. 1-0 victories over Sunderland and Forest, most recently away from home. And in between the 2 losses, there was a 4-1 win at home against Newcastle. Then West Ham, only 1 lost their last 5. They have 8 points from those possible 15. Their 1 loss coming away at the bridge 3-2. But yeah, I don't know, man. Will Verts be back? That's the question. Let's see if he'll be back. Let me just see if he'll be back. So Liverpool, West Ham at Anfield. Boy, I tell you. It's a tough one, man. Will the real Liverpool stand up? Yeah, well, I think Liverpool will make a dog fight out of this Champions League business. So I think they're gonna get the job done, man. But West Ham need points too. Damn. Liverpool is so vulnerable. All right, I'm gonna go 2-1 Liverpool. Close game. Close game. Duke said the same. Apache said West Ham 2-1. Winston, we know. Oh, Winston not really pick game, that's Liverpool alone. So Winston must come last because he's gonna have 1 win if them win and 9 loss. If them ever lose, it would be a record. I've never had a 0-10 donkey. It's never happened. But these things are eventually gonna happen some kind of way. So maybe now is the time. All right. What have I done? 2-1, me say. Yep. All right. Next game, Newcastle and Everton. This is another 10 o'clock. Newcastle in terrible form in the league. But did really well in the playoff round, winning them by a big margin on aggregate. But in the Premier League, not so much. Losses to Villa, Liverpool, Brentford. I went against Tottenham and then I lost away to Manchester City. And look, to be fair, that's what 3 of the top 6 teams in the league. If you count Brentford in the mix, I don't know where they were when they played them, but that's 4 of the top 7 in the Premier League right now. That they've had to go through, and they have not passed that with flying colors at all. Everton not doing worse, but not doing greater or that much greater. 5 points taken from a possible 15. So there's 2-point gap between Newcastle's last 5 and Everton's. But yeah, it's not a good look right there for either team. None of them really have much momentum going into this. At least Newcastle know they have, aspirations and dreams in Europe to fall back on. But I think Eddie Howe would not want to have them thinking that way, just in case they can't reel in those, at this point, pretty far ahead of them. 30 points is what Newcastle is on. 37 is what Everton is on, hence the 2-point gap in league position. Newcastle actually creating a good 9 more on the XG so far this season. And the XG per 90, you see the difference there. 9 clean sheets though for Everton to 7 for Newcastle United. Saw the form already. This match is pretty popular in the Premier League for sure. 61 played. It's dead even. 24 wins apiece with 13 drawn games. But Newcastle is on the comeback prowl because they've already won 4-1. And they're looking to take that all-time record between the two teams in the Premier League and put it on the blue side. But yeah. Newcastle, Everton. 2 teams that on the basis of form, you don't really know. When in doubt, go with the team that's the host at St. James Park. So I'll say 3-1. Might be a madness, but we're going to try it out. We're going to try it out, people. Yeah. I don't know, man. Every time I think that there is no bias, it's like other things, something will happen, and I say, damn, how do you explain that? It's a conspiracy. All right, Newcastle 1, Everton 0. Shoot. Wait. game is that? Yeah. All right, Newcastle 1-0. Apache said 3-1 as well. All right. Duke soon drop Femon. All right, Leeds and Man City close out the Saturday fixtures. So it's what, 1 game Friday, another 5 on Saturday, and then 4 more on Sunday, and that would complete the match week right there. But let's just take a look a little more in depth at the Leeds and Manchester City game. So this game, at Ellen Road is, a tough place so far in the Premier League for a lot of teams, but there's a big gap in the points here and a big gap in the quality that both teams can produce. So, Leeds will have to make the game ugly, get the crowd, keep the crowd into it. Don't let them fall into this false sense of we're just going to possess the ball for 5 to 10 minutes at a time, and when we feel like it, we are going to attack. No, they can't be suicidal with it, but you have to be able to be brave enough to go and press Manchester City Leeds. And I think Daniel Farker, that's kind of how you coach. So I don't think anything needs to change. You probably will concede. Yes, that's true. But at least you can try to keep them out of that rhythm. 56 goals to 37, two goals per match. I think almost a little more because I think they play 27. 49.11 to 30.79. That's the XG. You see the XG per 90. You see the clean sheets up to 11 now for Donnarumma and Manchester City, and 4 for Leeds United and Darlow, who's been playing good in goal. I have to give him his credit. This is the form book for both teams. Leeds have a loss, and that was a 4-0 home defeat to Arsenal. They have only 1 win as well. That's home to Nottingham Forest. They drew away at Everton, away at Chelsea, and away at Aston Villa. Now, you were beating them a lot for the draws and everything like that, but Chelsea away, Aston Villa away, 2 of the tougher home games or away games you'll play, and he was able to get a draw in both. Man City, though, doing Man City things this time of the year. 4 wins on the trot. Well, 3 wins on the trot, but if you look at the last 5, 4 wins out of those 5. Wolves at home, Liverpool away, Fulham at home, Newcastle at home, and they had a draw 2-2 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And that's why he didn't get all green right there. Leeds facing off with Man City for the 20, or they've played 21. They're going to play the 22nd now. 9 wins to 7 wins for City, 5 draws in the career, or not the career, in the historical matchup. 3-2 was the return fixture. I remember this game being quite exciting. Yeah, man. Them equalize and then Foden come forward on and score. Oh, Foden actually started that game. But yeah, Foden scored a goal late. Mash up everybody, mates. All right, Leeds and Manchester City now. Be one of them days where it look like they might get something taken from them, but City will find a way. I'm going 2-1 City. Yeah, I'm going 2-1 City. Pristine there. Big up yourself, Every time. Every time, my G. Let me see. We get the Liverpool one. Yeah, I get the 2-1 Liverpool. That is it, right? But just never call it out, I think. Wait, did I not get it? Edwards. Okay, yeah, I did. I have it written down 2-1, and that's what they say. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I get it. Newcastle 1-1. All right. Duke say a draw that 3-1 City. Pristine with the catch-up post. Big up yourself, Pristine. 2-0 Villa. 2-1 Bournemouth. 2-0 Liverpool. Burnley Brentford. Where that there? Okay, see it, yeah. Brentford 2-0. Newcastle 2-1. Brentford 2-0. I got that. City 2-0. All right, you're caught up. You're caught up, Pristine. You're caught up. Apache says City 3-1. Duke says City 1 of. Duke win a week and I make them stylish prediction there. Newcastle 2-1, Brentford 2. Okay, I got that. Big up yourself, Pristine, every time. Every single time, Pristine. Big up when I original them. All right, Sunday, March 1st now, people. We have 3 9 o'clock kickoffs. Brighton and Forest will be one of the earlier ones, one of those three. You see the positions there. Brighton does not want to fall any further closer to those 17th to 18th positions at all. Big win for them last week to kind of give them some more breathing room. But it's not that much. So it to continue to doing what they did last week to if it's even find those results some kind of way. But Brighton and Forest is in the same boat. They need points too. You know, they're really close. West Ham is playing better football. You know that Nuno has a track record of keeping the teams up. But to be fair, Forest new manager as well, Pereira, he did a hell of a job with Wolves keeping them up. So, you know, hasn't done it as many times as Nuno, I don't think. But yeah, he's not bad at that type of situation either. You see the goals there, Brighton and Nottingham Forest. The XG, the Forest definitely underperforming big time. But, you know, so is Brighton as well. Both teams have 6 clean sheets. You see the recent form though, Brighton only 4 points from 15, 5 points from 15 for Forest. So not the greatest over that stretch. But yeah, it's crazy. But 2-0, that was the result, man. Brighton got the job done in the last one. Can they carry it over to this week is the question. You know, Nottingham Forest, they played Liverpool well. Didn't do terribly. They have the good feeling of getting through in their competition, the Conference League, to the round of 16. But, yeah, I don't know, man. Does that affect them in the wrong way? That is the question. Well, all right, cool. So, yo, Brighton, Nottingham Forest people, I'm telling you the truth, you know. Not much history here. Forest lost on their ground. All right, I can't decide, so I'm gonna say a 1-1 draw. But I cannot decide who gonna win that damn game. I swear. I was leaning towards Brighton, but I don't think so. 2-0 say Apache. Went with Brighton there. Pristine said 2-1 to Brighton. Coach Edwards agree with the 1-1. And Duke soon forward with Fame 1. And anybody watching on the replay, anybody missed the show, didn't realize it was Thursday night. If you wake up a morning and you see the thumbnail, click it and drop a comment with the scores. I will add it to the big board, all right? Yeah, man, respect with the viewers just boost up over 30. So make sure as you are forwarding, like up the video, respond to the poll question, do the right things, all right? Brighton 2-1. All right, cool, Brighton 2-1. All right. John, people, sorry about that. I don't know what just happened a while ago, but we fully saw it again. All right, so Brighton and Forest, man. I say Well, I said 1-1, man. I know everybody else I say. And people, remember, just leave your scores if you missed the show. Fulham, Tottenham. Fulham riding high, 3-1 last time. Spurs very low, getting 4-1 from Arsenal for the second time this season. And that's 3 losses on the bounce before that, as well, 2 losses before that, and 3 total. And in that time, Fulham team are lose. Jeez. But the Fulham man, they must celebrate on the bus. And I heard Sessegnon dream of Tottenham. Smith Rowe and Iwobi. And even Bassi, you can tell Bassi's an Arsenal fan too. But yeah, that was funny. Spurs. Spurs, are they going to get relegated? That's the question. 7 wins, 8 draws. That's not good enough. Damn. 7 clean sheets to 5. So Spurs have more clean sheets than them. Wow. Well, I guess that's understandable. Fulham. Both of them doing well with the XG, outperforming it. That's good. 2-1. Return fixture. Of course, Tottenham last at home was 2-1. But at the Cottage, Fulham hasn't been a sure thing. Does that leave a crack open for Tottenham to go through and get a result? I know they didn't get the new manager bounce last time, but North London derby, I don't know. It would have been tough, but maybe this game is a game where Fulham looks the part and just can't quite get it done. But yeah, I can't pick Tottenham in their current state. I'm sorry. So I'm going to say 2-1 Fulham. Coach said Fulham 2, Tottenham 1. I agree totally with that. Pristine said the same thing. Duke said Fulham 1-0. Cool. Apache forward. Forward with your game. Fulham and Tottenham. All right, so that is that. Now let's move along, people. Next game, we have Manchester United taking on Palace. And boy, was that goal they scored late important, man. Made the table look a lot different. 4 wins out of 5, and the draw was away to West Ham. Crystal Palace, not as prolific in the last 5, but they do have 2 wins and a draw for 7 points. Losses at home to Chelsea and Burnley, so maybe they're happy that they're not playing at Sellers today. Instead, they travel to Old Trafford for this one, and let's just take a stats. Let's just take a look at the stats currently in the league. So 4 more wins for United, 1 more draw, 5 less losses. So that will be a fourth ranked. Well, they're ranked 4th in the league, and Crystal Palace is ranked 13th, right? Then you have the goals, not bad for Man United, 48 now on the season, 29 for Crystal Palace. So you see the goals per match and the average goals per seat conceded. The XG at 46.73. Yeah, they could be doing a little better, but that's still good. 42.92 to only 29 is really horrendous, right? 1.73 and 1.59. So both teams do a really good job of creating expected goals in the game. And clean sheets 10 to 5. Palace with 10, United with the 5. But yeah, that's pretty much it. (3-1) Fulham. Pristine said 2-0 United. I say 1-1, man. Man U 3, Crystal Palace 1. Manu 3-0. Big up, big up, big up, big up. Yeah, man, we are putting the late night work, cause this is when the time permitted. So we not leave the people them hanging them. We don't want to see how the picks them go last time, and sure we have Friday game, Jeremy Lee. We just run out tonight for the preview show. All right, so this is the last fixture for the week. This week it's gonna be Sunday, 11:30 Eastern time. I'll probably be at this time probably gone to some kind of place or bar on the way back home from Florida to watch this game. Me and Julie. This will be our little stop for the way back. So yeah, 11:30. Like I said, the game that she playing that morning should be done about 10ish. And I want to basically try to get an hour and a half in to the ride, stop somewhere and watch this game. So yeah, that's the plan. Hopefully that can work out for me that way there. Life have a way to not work out the way you want sometime, but that is what I'm gonna try to, bring into existence. Check out in the hotel is like 11, so can't stay there and watch it. So I might just, you see, the thing is, I don't want to watch the game, sit down, and then leave from all the way there, so and just hit the road then, because I'm gonna wish I had just gotten some of the way out of the way before stopping for that game. But we'll see how it goes. Like I say, I might even just end up listening to it while I drive and serious, and I'll obviously be able to watch it back when I get home. So, but I don't really want to do that, that people. But Arsenal in first, Chelsea in fifth right now, 18 wins for Arsenal, 12 wins for Chelsea, 9 drawn games, 7 draws for Arsenal. Those draws just keep creeping up higher and higher. 3 losses for Arsenal, 6 losses in the league now for Chelsea. So there's 45 points. Chelsea's and Arsenal is on 61. Yeah, so 61 to 45. So 16-point gap. Wow. 56 goals for Arsenal on the season, 48 for Chelsea. So Arsenal literally at 2 a game, having played 28 games so far in the league. The XG right now for Arsenal at 48.42. Chelsea actually has a higher XG at 52.3, and you see the XG per 90 also edging towards Chelsea's favor. 13 clean sheets for Arsenal to 9 for Chelsea. That's a number that Chelsea has improved a lot this year as well. So, like many thought, they have had a progressively better season. But I think that they have just dropped too many points from winning positions to really challenge up higher in the table. Arsenal have 11 points from their last 5. No losses in those 5, but those away draws, especially the Wolves one, really hurts. I mean, the Brentford one, I mean, yes, looking at it on paper, it looks bad. But if you watch that game, for us to get a draw was like a minor miracle, to be honest. Brentford should have gotten more to that game than we did. But we were able to keep the draw. And Wolves, I mean, literally just gave them the second goal, Now, Wolves was playing good for a spell, and we were doing foolishness like dropping way too deep and just like inviting the pressure. But at the end of the day, that shouldn't have happened. Chelsea on the same exact form as Arsenal. They had 3 wins on the bounce, and then they have drawn 2 home games from winning positions, 2 all with Leeds and 1 all last time they played against Burnley. Now they have a trip to Arsenal trying to avenge a Carabao Cup defeat and also a display at home earlier this season where they were down to 10 men, and myself, including many others, that they played the better in the game, even with the 10 men. This match has been played 67 times in the league, 27 wins for Arsenal, 20 wins for Chelsea, and 20 drawn games. Like I said earlier this year, it was a 1-1. As you can see, the games have been really tight of late, besides that 5-0 drubbing in April of 2024 that Arsenal handed down to Chelsea. But of the last 5 fixtures, 3 of them have been drawn games, 2 Arsenal wins. So Chelsea don't have a win against Arsenal in the Premier League in their last 5 meetings. Will that change on this day? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the Tottenham performance was good, but I think Chelsea is going to be a much more difficult opponent. I think Chelsea kind of proved that they can play with us in that physicality world that we try to play football in, and it doesn't really phase them. So my hope is that Arteta is, thinking of some kind of master plan, because I think Chelsea has pretty much looked like they could do us at any moment. They haven't done it yet, but could this be the day? But hopefully he has studied those games, and we come out with a good game plan and they execute. Because I do think that taking this scalp, if we can, and when I say scalp, I mean not pulling up after the game and just talking or whatever the case is, and I'm talking like going home with, yeah. So Arsenal, Chelsea, it's gonna be an interesting one, man. It's gonna be an interesting one. Arteta with a lot of decisions to make as far as personnel. Do you go back with Eze again? Or do you just, it was a Tottenham game thing only? I don't know. It's going to be some interesting decisions for sure, though. Actually think Arsenal going to win, man. Score a few set piece, I said 3-1 Gunners. 3-1 to the Gunners. Chelsea might have score first. But you know what they do with the lead? What we do with the league lead. Where's a call-in show? Brother, I love chat too much, man. Them no want hear you. Me, them want hear. No call-in. Type. On a type, man. Make your feelings be known in the comment section. All right, what did I miss? Brighton. No, I'm going way too far. What is? All right, I got that. Okay, that's where I reached. 2-0 United. What? It's the same one. He want to finish last this week, all right? What you say? 2-0. I could see. Oh, I can stay at the hotel and watch it. Checkout is at 11, bro. Well, I can sit in the lobby. That's true. Duh. 3-1 Arsenal. Of course, it's a 2-1 Chelsea. Cheese and peas. Coach said 3-1 as well. Hope she scored 2 goals tomorrow. Well, it's a Saturday she play, but yeah, I hope she scored 2 too. You can actually stay at the hotel and watch it. Very true. I don't know why I didn't just do that, but I just want to just boom. I don't even think I'm gonna go back to the hotel, after the game, Goodly just check out before, but even though it'll be well early, but it just depend. It just depend. I'm not that far from the field, so where may I stay? 2-2. So I do kind of run from the United game. I'm not saying nothing, I'm not saying a word. Apache said 3-0 to the Gunners. That's what we like to see. Chelsea lose 2-0, say Grime lad. Big up yourself, Grimey. So 2-0 Gunners, I'm sure of that. Because I said I'm going to lose some. No other game there. Okay, there it is. Man U 1-0. One more Sesko off the bench. BM, yo. BM, what you did today? Do one big, long Jamaica football show and I not even did it. Who finished last, Guna? Last week? I have to show it again? But I'm really not want to show it again. Bro, I just check out from my room and stay until I'm ready to leave. Just call the lobby and tell him you're checking out. Mad thing. All that. And that would I rather do. You want to see a table? All right, well, hold on, let me get it back. 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 All right, so this was the first place. Oh shoot, what is this? What is this? So this was the top of the table. Duckland win, and you were one of the 4 tied, 5-5 with 1 right. And then Donkey of the week was myself and float management 4-6. So yeah, that was the table for the last one. Yeah. Where's that Bruno Penaldo? I wouldn't mind still fantasy, you know. Nah man, you're good BM man. I know everything set. Sometimes I'm not even too sure. So I can't cuss you. Man U 2-1. Spurs 2-1. It's a bounce back game. Forest 1-1. Newcastle 3-0. Charger. City 3-1. You almost reached Grammy. 4 more. Oh, and 16. Yo, I'm not gonna reach a 2-hour ball game today, I can tell you that. I can tell you that. All right, so let's see. See what I go on for the table there. Grammy, send on the rest I pick them, my G. All right, Premier League table. So how it look? Wolves, them dead. I think them dead. Burnley. Them not dead, but boy. West Ham, Forest, Spurs, Leeds might get pulled back into it. Brighton need couple win again. Palace with a big win because them that look like them soon reach down there. But Sunderland, brother, and the better don't get stuck on 36, you know. Them say 40 is safety, you know. But that's the bottom 3 right there. Forest 17, Spurs 16, Leeds 15, Brighton 14, Palace 13, Sunderland and Newcastle 36 points, 11th and 12th, 2 and 37 points, Fulham and Everton 9th and 10th, Bournemouth in 8th, 38 points, Brentford 40 points in 7th position. Then that battle for the top 5, 45 points each, Chelsea and Liverpool, but Chelsea with a much better goal difference. Man United 3 points clear of them and 48, and then Villa 3 points clear of United and 51. So United could actually, if results go their way, move up to 3rd this week with a victory and a Villa less than, well, Villa losing as well. They would leapfrog them into 3rd position. Chelsea have some mad fixtures coming up, so it's going to be interesting where they are after those fixtures are done. It's starting with a trip to the Emirates this Sunday. But Man United definitely the form team right now, along with Manchester City in the division. So we see how long they can keep that up. Still unbeaten under Michael Carrick, it must be said. So let's see how long he can keep that up as well. But yeah, that is it, you know, people. I have nothing else in the tank tonight. We need to get some. Well, I'm not even going to bed right now, but we need to go sort out some things because Friday there will be no time for anything but movement. So, listen, those who have like half their picks in, you know, Grimy have about 6 games in. It's only did the last 2, and I don't know. They can reach out IG, you know, WhatsApp, whatever. Link me and just give me the rest of your scores so I can add them in. And yeah, anybody down Florida side, me and Drew I go down there, Champions Gate, Orlando. Yeah, we are play some football. She have a friendly, well not a, yeah, basically a friendly against Orlando City in the morning, and then her Georgia ODP team in the afternoon gonna have another game Saturday against the Florida ODP state team. So it's basically a Georgia state team of Georgia versus state team of Florida, and we're gonna have two games against them. One I think in the afternoon Saturday and another one early Sunday morning before we depart and head back to Georgia to home. So yeah, Duke is gonna be Saturday. I think the first game is like 8:30, and then we have another game 1 o'clock, and that's gonna be at Champions Gate, Orlando. And then Sunday she have a game 8:30, and that's gonna be the same place. So yeah, get a little spot close by so we can lay ahead at night, and mans have to work tomorrow. So well, work, come home, whole asleep for about a good 5 hours or so, and then rise up, and you don't know, mans have the podcast them we will never listen this week on purpose. We want to listen to on the ride down. So we have about 4 different show that are about an hour and a half to 2 hours each. So I don't even think I'll get through all of them on the ride. But that's my plan, people. Yeah, if anyone out there is some truckers, I don't know, maybe I don't know what we can do. We can't go live in a car. But yeah, my plan, people, some football podcasts I'm always listen throughout the week. Them, I purposely never listen to them this week. Like some of my favorite ones, and it was kind of with this trip down to Florida in mind. So, yeah, I'll get some. Well, first to sort out a few things. I'll go ahead and get my yeah, link Texicon, don't it? Because I know I'm probably I go do road the night there, just like every other night. Yep, Davenport, Florida. It's Orlando, but all these towns in and around there have different names now. So it's Davenport. Yes, that's where we will be. That's where we will be. So yeah, we're gonna get there in the morning. Try to get there early enough for make a stop off at a place and get some breakfast. Um, Julie is not really a huge breakfast fan, so I doubt she'll want to eat, but at least you can get up and stretch out, and because I'm sure she'll be knocked out for the whole ride more than likely. So not really worried about her getting the rest. It's just getting her circulation going. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna be a long ride. There's no avoiding that ride. So good thing she young, you see me? Because if I had to make that ride and go play football, it would probably not work. So good thing I'm there to sit down and watch. But yeah, looking forward to it, man. I think it's gonna be a good challenge for her. I think it's gonna definitely be some of the better players that you're gonna face. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. If you link up, man. Anybody will have my contact, bro. I know in the area for sure. I know I have a lot of family coming out to the game already. Especially the 1 o'clock Saturday one. That seemed to be the one that make most sense for people because it's kind of early on Saturday morning for the first game. I think the first game is like I want to say 9 or 9:30, and then the game Sunday morning is 8:30, even earlier. So that 1 o'clock Saturday game is probably the most feasible for most people. So yeah, I would think anybody that's coming out there to see her play or just to link up or whatever, 1 o'clock game would make the most sense. And then the original plan was to stay with some fam, but after just reconsidering and saying, boy, it's a lot of driving. If you go drive far away again, if you go stay once me reach, we just bite the bullet and get the telly. And yeah, so we have a spot close by, so we don't have that to worry about again. So yeah, man, everything is coming together and it's definitely happening. So yeah, the link up will occur for anybody who is a part of the JGTV family and they in this area and I don't want to, link up and see what I go on. Definitely gonna have some time after the game them. So yeah. Yeah, the Sunday one, the game that morning is like 8:30. Then yeah, just depends on what we decide on doing. You know, if we get an early enough start Sunday, I'll probably just check out from then, bro, and literally gonna hit the road Sunday. So we'll see. We'll see. Cause you know, it's a regular work day for me Monday, regular school day for Julie Monday. So yeah, I kind of want to get home as early as kind of possible that Sunday, so we can have a somewhat normal Sunday evening before back to the grind again Monday. Is it? But people, big up on yourself, you know. Hour and a half a ball game when I get tonight almost, and that's all I got. Yeah, no injury time now play. So big up on yourselves, people. Issa, Grimy, you don't know what I need for the with the picks, just send them on. And anybody else, you know, Jaggans, we never see it tonight. I hope you realize that there's games Friday. And the last time this happened, it kind of mess you up. So I hope you see this, get notified, you know, if you're not awake now when you wake up and think. But yeah, that is it, people. We're out of here, you know, big up on yourselves. I am Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. And Arsenal, make a be honest with you know. Me not believe in again, you know. Me not believe in I forgot prove to me. Yeah, man, that's some I feel. And I can say, my switch or whatever, I don't care. I'm still a support, you know, I'm have on the shirt still, you know. But me, nah, vouch. Me nah tell you, no, nothing nah go happen. Just watch a ball game, them, and see what happen. You're not going to hear me sound like some Arsenal fan, but you know, obviously, we want us to lift the trophy, but I don't believe. And I forgot prove to me that you can do that. All right. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Dragons. I just hope say say we actually do a show tonight. It done. It done. But you can just rewind, watch it back, and I know your process. You go watch it and pick your best picks and see what I go on. But just reel back the show though, because I did reveal the standings and the results from the last picks. So yeah, man, I know you probably want to see them there. So big up yourself, Dragons. Respect for the membership and go and support the damn thing. All right, my G? Big up yourself. Yeah, man. I don't know your strategy already, Dragons. You know, I stop every week until about maybe 3 weeks ago. I finally stop asking where you pick them there. I realize I just your way that. You see me? So me look out for them in the comment section underneath the video. And yeah, anybody else who want to do what Dragons do, feel free. You know, sometimes people don't want people see them picks live, and you know, we don't know. But some want to prefer it that way there, and that's fine. Just get the picks in, man. You can't win if you don't play. All right, people. So big up on yourselves, and thanks again for the support. I'm Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV, and until next time, be safe, people. Peace.